So if you're now joining us, I welcome you to this morning's edition of Random Thought with Maxine. If you're doing the watching on YouTube and you can hear me, send me a hi in the comment section, okay? If you're also doing the listening on radio, Peny Radio, and you can hear me, you can as well send me a hi on WhatsApp 0543295571. Wherever you're doing the watching, if you get this video, share for someone to join. It is Random Thought with Maxine. Today is a Monday, and it is a new week, a wonderful week, a beautiful one, of course. And this is how we start our day. This is how we start our week. We start the week full of energy. This week also promises to be a very nice one. So wherever you're doing the watching, wherever you're doing the listening, you're welcome to Monday. Today is the 24th of August 2020. What a beautiful Monday morning. So it is still Random Thought with Maxine, live on Peny Radio, live on Peny GH YouTube. So if you're now joining us, kindly share for someone to join. Okay. All right, so I've seen that Mina is watching. Mina says hi. Hi, Mina. All right, so if you're also watching us, send us a hi. We care about your views. All right, so today is another beautiful morning, and it is Random Thought with Maxine. Maxine is here in the studios, and I don't want to because Monday mornings she comes with some kind of energy if you don't take care. All right, so she's here. Maxine, how are you this morning?
I'm fine. Good morning.
Yeah,
so ceasefire at this point. Sometimes I wish I can extend a good morning to like 10 minutes.
Oh my God.
And hold my breath. Actually, my slow.
So you can feel the energy. And today, if you didn't listening on radio, you're missing the title, okay, of what we're talking about. But if you're doing the watching on YouTube, you have some kind of idea. You have some kind of idea, and it's so interesting. Okay, it's so interesting. I can't wait. I can't wait for us to enter into this one. Okay. All right. So, Maxine, how was your weekend?
The weekend triggered this topic. So the weekend was the cause of this topic. Because it has become more or less like a cliche. How was your weekend? Oh, it was great. But this weekend was not great. my bro off.
The cancer boys are going, bro.
I guess so, bro.
All right. So if you are now joining us, this is Random Thought with Maxine. We're live on Peny Radio, and you're also live on Peny GH on YouTube. So Maxine, talking about bro, you are tired. What are we discussing this morning?
Okay, so this morning topic was something I've been meaning to have a chat with my listeners on. Like, I have been tossing the idea in my mind, but what happened on Saturday kind of confirmed the reason why we should have this conversation. And this morning I have a lot of questions than answers, okay, because the topic for discussion is something that baffles me. It's something that I cannot understand. It's something that I need answers to. And I'm thinking, my listeners, please, if you are listening to me this Monday morning, The questions they are baby, but the answers to the questions is what we need this morning. You know how we do it on the show? We want to unlearn and learn new things. So this morning we are talking weddings. But my first question is, why are human beings like that? Like, I think through the whole makeup of us being human beings, and sometimes our attitude baffles me, the human being myself. And these are questions that I kept asking on Saturday. So let me tell you, story. So and as I said, so the story this morning has to do with an opportunity I had on Saturday to MC a wedding. So after the whole lockdown experience and we going back to church, it was actually my first wedding invitation. And you know how it is now, like people are concerned about the numbers. Okay, so unlike the past where an invitation is thrown to everyone, now people are particular about those who make the guest list. And it was one of my first weddings after during this season of corona, because I have not had the opportunity to attend some weddings. Reason being that there are some they don't invite me. Okay, so that is one thing I have learned even in this period. There are people who you think are your friends. Oh, we are cool. I even saw him yesterday. So how come he didn't even tell me he was getting married? You know, all those perception and the whole idea why you think you warrant an invitation card. But now would have to be more understanding. We have to understand people for the reason that numbers would have to be limited. You have to observe safety protocols and all that. So Saturday I called the parish up and I said, Father, I'm supposed to be emceeing a wedding in the afternoon. Do we still do announcements in the church? He says no, because of time. We want to do all these things by ourselves. I said cool. So for me, in my mind, I knew that the only part that I play is after the celebration. Then we do order of photographs and we do what? Reception. Thankfully, I had spoken to the bride over the week and she told me that, oh, it's a cocktail, so we won't waste much time. I said, hallelujah. But I'm always excited when it has to do with the microphone. So I went, safety protocols were top notch and all that. Only to sit in church and observe for the first 10 minutes how disrespectful people can be, even in the presence of Yahweh the Most High. Hallelujah. Amen. Hallelujah.
Amen.
So you know how it is like when people come from all walks of life, different churches, especially when the bride is Catholic and the groom is from another church. So you have a whole collection of individuals, family members from far, those who are from near, those who are correct family members and those who are not correct. So everybody comes in their nice dresses, nose marks, and you expect that because that lady is in a nice dress, would behave like the dress she's wearing. And that's the first lesson that confirmed the reason why I should have this topic. People are more or less concerned about outlook nowadays. What are your colors? Can I get a fascinator? People are going an extra mile to look good because that's the order. People are obsessed with what they are wearing. How do I want to look? What kind of hairstyle do I want to wear? And this is all we are concerned about. But they are not concerned about their behavior. Saturday was a confirmation of how people can be concerned about their outlook and are not concerned about simple courtesy, etiquette, and behaviors when it comes to people meeting together for a program. To say that all the ladies I had observed gave the ushers a hard time is an understatement. I sat at the back of that pew and I heard ladies beautifully dressed, men. If you had come to that wedding with an intention that you are going to get a Mr. Right, and you had spotted a gentleman in a nice 3-piece suit with correct shoes, and you say, "Oh, you would have gone home with a boo. So I was just observing, especially when they are clueless you are performing a role. So just because I wasn't on the altar gave me enough room to observe, to listen, and to draw conclusions. Dressing, top notch. Dressing is more or less like what drives people nowadays. Behavior, ethics, mannerisms is less of their worries. Then, you know how it is when it's a typical Catholic wedding. And other people, when I say other people, people who are not Catholics join us. So for us, we do a formal announcement telling people to observe the necessary proceedings. For the next 20 minutes, I don't know if I was tolerant, but I was angry. Angry at people who forgot that whether or not it's a Catholic church, the presence of Yahweh resides in the thing called a church building. They had forgotten, making noise, taking pictures, passing comments that were not in good taste. Then my level of all the nice lace, fascinators, and all the pedestal I put those ladies on dropped. The second observation, after all the gimmicks and the disrespect and the talking and the comments that were not tasteful, just when we got to bidding prayers and someone lifts a song that resonates with somebody, those same ladies who were misbehaving raised their hands to the Most High and join in with the worship. And for the next 2 minutes, I am like, this is hypocrisy. How can you give an usher a hard time? How can you insult an usher just because the person wants you to observe the protocols? And just in the next 2 minutes, you switch into a worship mood. And my prayer was like, Lord, have mercy. I don't know whether we forget that we are not only Christians in our churches, but we are Christians everywhere. We are supposed to be Christ-like. Weddings do not give us a platform. Excuse me if I'm being too harsh, but when people come for weddings, they forget the fact that they are Christians. Just because they are in a company of people who want to disrespect, and they also want to join the group. They are in a circle of people that are not going to give reverence to the fact that they are in the presence of God, and they want to do likewise. Now, my question this morning is, do we have control over how people behave during weddings? Do we? Must you invite everyone? Do you have to invite everyone? Do you have control over the people that come within your space, especially on your big day? Now, I am thinking that I am not married, but there are some guidelines that I probably will seek to inculcate in the things I want to do right. Now, Saturday gave me a reason and an understanding as to how the rich will mingle with the rich. Sometimes we have our own reservations. They look down on us. They make us feel we are not in their class. But you see, when they carve a niche for themselves, there is a mandate on them to hold on to that niche. And that's what makes them some way. Now, can I say this? There's this man who had taken off his nose mask and was giving the usher a tough time. In the next 2 minutes, this man has slept on the pew. with his leg somewhere, and he was just creating humor for those ladies at the back to enjoy, because apparently he was a family member. And we all have that family member who is the cause trouble. So from all indication, that is that warfare, that terrible warfare in the family, who is the Nkomode or the Bobokala of the family. So all he was doing that Saturday was to create laughter and make people happy when we were in the church. Now, to the guest list. I don't know what informs one's decision as to why you want somebody to come for your wedding. For me, one, the simple question is because we have family ties. So he's your uncle, he's your mother's father's brother, so you would have to extend an invitation. So family ties kind of like puts a mandate on us to invite people. The second one is how close you are with the person. Oh, old schoolmate, very good friend in JHS. That guarantees that a person can be on your friends list. But why is it that most often than not we are under obligation to invite everyone? Why must we be under pressure to invite everyone? And the question is, must we invite everyone? Now this morning, for the records, I am not inviting everyone for my wedding. Because one, if it's family, I can understand. But even with that guest list is restricted. If I have not spoken to you in the past 5 years, forget it. Or 2 years, forget it. The worst I can receive is insults. That one, it will last for the first 1 week. After that, matter don't die. But why would you want to invite someone for your wedding? I don't know what prompted that bride to invite all those disrespectful, arrogant, no reverence for God sisters. Probably you don't want to explain yourself too much. You don't want to fight anybody. You don't want to be apologizing for not inviting them. So mass production, obiam rebi. And that is the cause of a lot of things that happens at weddings that do not go well. There are some people, they don't like confinement. So once they get into a space where people are all gathered, they just want to misbehave. I have had toughest time emceeing wedding, but Saturday was one of the times that I lost control. I could not help myself. I just could not be in charge. And when you're an MC of a program and you're so not in charge, it's not funny. Because the people and their attitude were overwhelming. I had lost control. And it kind of like buttressed the point why I do not want anybody and everybody to be at my wedding. Is that a smart answer to regulating how people behave at your wedding? For me, it's tricky. It's a yes and no. But you know there are some people that when you invite, these are the things you would expect. There is no way they are going to conform. And obviously, we are in a society. It's a human institution. You can't expect everybody to be law-abiding. You can't expect everybody to be happy. You can't expect everybody to be controlled. But you can expect some people to behave in a certain way because you call the shots. Just not for weddings, but for even the people in your circle. It's not like you want to totally change them. But can they know that you are principled? This is your philosophy. This is how you are. You cannot cross those boundaries. Can we stop laying emphasis on the outwards and start laying emphasis on our course of behavior when we're at weddings? Can we start representing the fact that we are children of God? And that's the part that really caught me deep on Saturday. These are tongue-speaking Christians Apparently, the groom was from a charismatic church. And so you could feel the fire in their walkings, the fire in their jackets, the fire in their kaftans, but there was no fire in the attitude. The Holy Spirit resides in us, and in our daily dealings with people, we expect and he expects us to be controlled by him. But we forget that fact when we are in an environment called weddings. We join the unbelievers to misbehave. We join the unbelievers to give bad impressions. We are ambassadors of Christ. How best can you evangelize to a non-believer at a wedding than your behavior and attitude? We'll be right back.
All right. So we still round up third with Maxine. In fact, the topic gets me thinking. All right. So why do you invite the people you invite for your weddings? Why?
Is it obligation?
you know that there are times you invite the people and they misbehave before you get to know them well. And someone told me something. They said, if you stay nowadays, if you live in Accra, okay, I think that was before the COVID, okay, if you live in Accra and you have a white shirt and a black shirt, you will never go hungry. And I said, why? He said, yes, on weekends, every weekend there's something happening.
Yeah.
So if you have a white shirt, you can get a wedding to attend. Just go early, go and try as if you are helping, packing, or just sit down. You'll be served.
Okay. And so that's the second part I want us to get to.
Yeah.
Why do we even carry people along when you are the only one with the invitation?
Some people don't need to be carried. They carry themselves.
Why do you carry yourself along? Who does that? So this is the second part.
Yeah.
The first time I carried my little sister along to a wedding I emceed, which was strictly by invitation, she nearly got bounced, and I learnt my lesson. Can we just respect people? Like if you throw an invitation to me with a card that the Misode family, you are in trouble. Because I live in a compound. I live in the family house. And if you all belong to the same parish, everybody expect that once it's the Misode family, it is close to like the 7 of us. Meanwhile, the groom and the bride have anticipated that whatever it is, they are catering for just 2 people. And that's the part that we'll have to unlearn. Please respect people when they throw invitations to you. Just respect the fact that the person just wants you to be around. Oh, yeni na nyimi ye, yentem ha note, yeni na ne wo fie, mini no kra ne ko school. People just hear you are getting married and they think that because they have heard, they are invited. See, we have helped people plan weddings in the past. For every invitation that goes out, the planner is anticipating that I'm going to buy a drink for that person, a plate of rice, and some other things to go with. So everybody has been catered for. But when you come with extra 1 person, extra 2 people, then it means that there's going to be a burden on the drinks, which ordinarily should have been for 1 person. And that's the part that kills me. So the second part to Saturday's wedding was a total disaster.
Oh God.
There was fighting over food. Fighting over food. And you know when you get to the reception area and there is one outlet for collecting food, you know you are in trouble. So it was supposed to be a cocktail and there was fighting over food. There's this young man who walked up to me and said, Madam MC, this is going to be disastrous. I don't know what guts he had, but he walked up to me. In less than 30 minutes, the place was in pandemonium. I was speechless. And I'm like, the bride sat down and she looked restless. And I'm like, these are people you have called to come celebrate with you. share in your joy, and you come and you want to give your bride wahala just because you don't want to behave well. And we call ourselves renewal members. We call ourselves Christians, children of God. We are supposed to be Christ-like, and we fight over food, and we cause commotion, and we insult. There was this lady who was just using the staircase, like, instead of you going to get to Binko place to reception, you have brought us to this place. And I was like, this woman did not need an invitation. But how can you tell? The woman said, oh, and these are people who are beginning to start life. The person, you don't even know what stress they went through to even organize what they are giving you. But must you always organize a reception and a cocktail? Must you? So that's the second lesson I learned. That the same people that you go through the length and breadth of even catering for will not even appreciate your effort. You don't need a crowd. You need the people who matter. It's time for you, if you are not married like me, it's now time for you to look into your friends list and know those who matter. Those that when you think that they are not at your wedding, you will not be happy. That is what should drive you. I cannot get married without this my best friend Kofi. He should be around. But not to look good and obligated. Can we start having strict and specific rules around our weddings and our programs? I have attended a wedding, say no children allowed. I thought this woman was wicked, but that's it. You give the mother, you have to give the child. And the mother is coming with 3 of his children. And you are giving like 4 different packages for 4 different people. Meanwhile, you have invited just the mother. And so when somebody writes beneath their card, no children allowed, don't think the person is not being reasonable. It is because he or she can just cater for you and not 4 of your children. Can we respect people when they ask us to respect the invitation card? Can we not fight for children, for our food for our children? There's this woman called me, Madam and I was like, can't you just share your food with your children? Because you were the one who got the invite. And we will lift holy hands and pray. And we are not even willing to sacrifice just for the sake of the bride and the groom, when they have made sacrifices for us. See, it's not everybody who has a wedding that had a lot of money. Even the richest of the richest still have struggles as to what to cater for. When people give you invitation, it's just because they kind of like respect your presence. Can you not give them too much wahala with your excesses? Because for all you know, you have come with the intention of sharing in their joy. You will go with rather worsening the joy that they were supposed to keep. People have had terrible experiences of what it is to have a wedding. They don't even want to think about it. Just because some of us have failed to be rational. We have failed to think and to be more empathetic towards the needs of other people. We shouldn't forget that we are Christians everywhere we go. Weddings are no exception. We are ambassadors of Christ. Can we hold the torch of Christ, the banner of Christ high, even with our attitude? Can we not go and fight over food? Can we not go and start saying things that are not in order? Can we come with a heart of just sharing in the joy of the people? But you see, that is the truth. People come because of the food. That is the hard truth. People come just because they want to see what is happening. People do not necessarily come because they want to genuinely share in your joy. Can we change the narrative? If you come and you don't get to drink, can you stop saying that I picked taxi and I came? It is because you added an extra baggage. You came with your uncle's sister's father, mother. You alone, you came with your brother, uncle's wife, sister. Can we start behaving and respecting people when they say come alone? Can we also, for those of us throwing invitation, can we be strict and specific on our number? Me, to the glory of God, there'll be a bouncer. Please, when you come and you see the macho man at the entrance and you say first 100, madam, hey, you know that you don't have a ticket there. You can insult me and curse me, and when you insult, you didn't buy my food for me. I say I want 50 people to come and eat. You are not part of the 50, insult me. But you see, we have allowed people to dictate to us how we should even organize ourselves, our weddings, our ceremonies, when we know we don't even have the means to do that. People have incurred costs just because you came with 6 other people. People had to adjust. Must you take away home? Must you go and buy polythene bag and start hoarding things? Must you do the things you do? And I don't understand why strictly by invitation is like words of a curse to someone. See, people go through life, and at every point they know and have reasons for the things they do. Sometimes you are not privy to their reasons. You don't have to be. But can we respect people for the reasons or for the way they do their things? And it all boils down to respect. In this part of our world, we do not respect people for the things they tell us. We do not respect people for the invitation they give us. The same way you honor an invitation, do not honor or do not present yourself just because you have a white shirt and be in the space of somebody, because in their preparation they have not made provision for you, and you are going to cause them extra burden. This morning on the wedding diaries, I just want to do how people forget the fact that they are Christians. How people would burden and saddle the groom and the bride with an extra cost and inconvenience when they know they shouldn't have brought a third party. Why people will not be specific about the people they want just because they are afraid and they are obligated. And you know our parents, I invite that your uncle. When you say no, it is wahala. But you see, yesterday my sister had a card to be given to my mother and dad for someone's wedding. When the card was written, Mr. and Mrs. Misode, the 3 of us are out. The woman knows us. Now my father and my mother, they have twins and they have Toria. But he said Mr. and Mrs. Misode. Beneath the card was strictly by invitation. I am not going to tag along my father. It's going to be a beautiful wedding, I know. But you have to respect people for the things. If it's an oversight and somebody does not invite you, can you please let it slide? Forgive people. Sometimes it is not even about just inviting. They are thinking, can I make provision for them? And that's the part we forget. I can make provision for 400 people, not 600 people. And the person cannot share these ones with you because there are issues about money. But if we, from now on, we start respecting how people throw their invitation, why we must not tag other people along, and why even when people, I know, Dominic, having to be angry with somebody who didn't invite you for their wedding, we have all at that point because we thought we deserved an invitation. But if it doesn't come, can we just forgive and just let it slide? We are meant to make life simple for each other. But unfortunately, we are not making life and this whole wedding simple for bride and grooms. Even with our attitude and with all the things that comes with it. People come and they misbehave at your wedding. Ordinarily, they won't do that. And we will sit and cast and bind. Because we know they are the evil people around. But the evil is just in our behavior. It's just simple courtesy and etiquette. Can we be Christians even when we find ourselves at weddings? We'll be right back.
All right. So it's getting hot and hot, hotter and hottest. Hottest. What is after hottest? All right. So you know, with the last point you made, it made me remember when my counselor told me that don't ever post your wedding invitation on Facebook.
Same way.
And she was so. She kept mentioning. I think the second time we met her, she started that thing, and she mentioned it till the last.
It's like it's an open invitation.
Yeah. He said you attract people you don't want to invite. Don't ever put it. And then I went at word of my WhatsApp status.
And then what did she say?
And she started laughing. You know how
this one is,
our mother, Mama Atiga.
Okay.
And he said, which people are on your WhatsApp status?
No, you have to know the people. Yeah, you have to know the people.
So she asked that, and I said, okay. So he said, think about that.
Yeah.
You have to do it. And I said, okay.
Did they help?
And no, I didn't try.
Okay.
I just shared. And it will attract people you are not willing to
accommodate and take care of.
Yeah. So I think it's true. It's very important.
Yeah.
Because some people buy white shirts purposely for wedding. Charlie, we have to go and chop.
So we have number one culprit in the studio. Hands up. Hey, let's see.
They don't need invitation. They don't need it.
But we don't do that. Obi say be before. It's only white people who say strictly by invitation. But can we start? We are learning to be like them. Can we respect people for the invitation they give us? Maxine wanted to follow. I said there be me pen and member. But she saying I say there be. No, we might all know the person. Now, Alex, when you are getting married and you don't invite me, I might probably say, he can only cater for 100 people.
Sure.
And those 100 people are the people he really wants to have. Sometimes you watch the video and say, all these people, did I even call them? And they are the ones who are even misbehaving. Please, let's not forget that even the process of making the list is not a pleasant one. You have to make, it's two people, so you have to meet each other halfway. This one say add this one, don't add this one. So don't even add your wahala to the wahala of the couple or the groom and the bride, just because marriage bans has been publicized, so we are all invited. Who does that?
All right, so if you want to be part of the conversation, you can share with us on WhatsApp 0543-829571. 0543-829571. If you're doing the watching on YouTube, just share in the comment section with us and we'll read for you. We're still here, Random Thought with Maxine, and today we're discussing wedding questions. My wedding questions. Do you have any wedding questions? She's asked so many important questions. Why do you invite the people you invite?
Why?
Must you invite everyone?
Is it a force?
Is it bank force? All right, share yours with us, okay? 0543-29571. But if you're watching us on YouTube, share with us in the comment section. Still, Random Thought with Maxine. My wedding questions.
So you ask some few questions. Why do you invite the people you invite? Do you feel obligated? You don't want to explain yourself, and so whatever it is, let it slide. Why do people even forget the fact that they are Christians with their behaviors during weddings? All the misbehavior, that this is an outright disrespect for even the groom and the bride. Should they know that these are the things happening behind the scenes? If you call yourself a friend, a relative, a family member who genuinely and sincerely want to share in the joy of the couple, why do you organize people to come and misbehave? Why? Or the wedding exempts you from being a Christian for the next 4 hours. Then after that, you lift up holy hands. And this is the part that really tests our attitude as children of God. Because for over the period, if I'm not exaggerating, I have been MC for the past 15 years. And every time I MC a wedding, there's always that question of, do they know they are in the church? Do they know they are in the presence of God? You see, the limit to the fun is not even there. So they even forget that it is a whole dynamic, that this is happening at this point, and we should be in a prayerful mood. The next question is that the whole idea about food shortage, whether or not the couple made provisions for the number, whether they anticipated that there's going to be a large number, always has to do with the fact that we tag people along. And that is where the pressure always comes from. And the next thing I want to talk about is the gift table.
Okay. The
gift table. Now, people are working with the strategy that because there's a souvenir after the gift, how can you put 10 Ghana cedis in an envelope and go and take a mug?
It's no robbery. Oh.
No. So your conscience, even the mug, right? If they bought it at Melcom, 5 cedis, and they printed this words described, is it 10 cedis? No. Don't. Is it 10 cedis? People put 5 cedis in envelopes just because there's a key holder they want to take. Please, it's ungodly, unspiritual, unholy,
unconstitutional. There's a comment here from Mina said, I appreciate the education about why everyone cannot be invited. Sensitive topic in our culture. Thank you, team. It's very sensitive, okay? A Catholic will say, no, it's not liturgical.
This gift table thing I'm telling you. You know, there was this one we attended the wedding. So the bride's sister, they are in a brooch landing. So they did this nice face towel and embossed their name on it. And my friend just told me that the national service, I didn't have a lot of money. So she said like, she was going to the gift table. And I'm like, one combra. She's like, but you have 10 cedis. And I said, yes. So just get an envelope, put it in, you get a towel. I say, hey. So people watch out for the favors that you will get after the money. But you now, your conscience, when you are putting that 5 Ghana in that envelope and you are going for that face towel that has been, do you know how much it costs for people to? It's not about the worth of what you are giving, but it's about the intention for which you want to give. So you are giving because give and take. 5 cedis equal to 1 face towel. But you see, I honestly will think that we want to give gifts before it's coming from our heart. It's a way of supporting them. It's a way of maybe lifting some financial burdens they incur during the preparation. That is 5 cedis. You know you have more than 5 cedis. Or maybe you don't even have what it is. Can you just drop it in the collection box? Or can you wait later when you get something small as a token? It is not in the magnitude of your gift, it is with the intention. So with that friend, she was telling me that if I want face towel, I should just put money in the envelope, which is 5 cedis. Fabibitum nekodi face towel. And it's not nice. It is so not nice. It's not godly that children of God will rob brides and grooms
robbing people
at their wedding just because you want to take a favor or a souvenir. Nobody does that.
Sure. Yeah. All right, so there's a comment here. I want to read this one. This is from WhatsApp. And this is coming from Maxine. Maxine says, insightful and practical discussion this morning. Big ups. Christianity is practical. It's true. Christianity.
How can you put 2 CDs in an envelope and want a face towel?
Oh God.
So there was this time I was on a protocol team, and you know how we do it with sharing of drinks. So we suggested, can we do bottled drink just against canned drinks? And the guy was like, he will give us reasons, practical reasons why we should not do canned drinks. Do you know the reason they gave? People steal the canned drinks and put them in their bags and will tell you, Unlike bottles that, you can't take bottles. But you don't know people want to steal beer bottles away. And Guinness. Mina is listening. Imagine Mina's wedding if Mina is supposed to serve Guinness. People, hey. But you see, we ask ourselves these questions. Even the wedding at Canaan, there was shortage. So no matter how we prepare, there will be some small lapses here and there. Yeah. But the major problem comes from us as invitees.
Okay, so hold on with that one. There's a question here. Frank is asking, if I attended a wedding of my male friend, should that couple be on my guest list as well?
So if you had attended, maybe the relationship between you and them now is not even solid again.
Okay.
Things happen.
Yeah.
Maybe you attended last year, maybe this year, maybe during the wedding, the person was giving attitude, you call the person so, and the relationship is not as solid as it was when you attended their wedding. I don't think you should invite them.
All right.
It's the relationship you have with the people, the influence they have had on your life, how happy you'll be when you see them. There's some people, you see them at your wedding, like, did I invite this one? Because you don't even want them around. That's the truth. Okay. But just because you feel some sense of obligation, I don't have to be explained, I will have to explain it. So, but you don't want them there. Yeah. And we would hide under the truth and invite people and go home and be insulting them in our heads. Like, you watch the video and say, this one, he wasn't even on our list. But so it's not. Maybe the relationship you had 5 years ago has gone sour. Yeah. Things are not, you are not as cool as you are. It is not, you are not under any obligation. I feel that the people you invite are the people you think without them you can't just look at your wedding pictures and say, people come all the way from Abuchi to attend their friend's wedding. Yeah. They buy tickets. Because these are friends that they can just not see them marry and not being around. These are the people you need. But those who are just around that, they will come and eat and say you didn't rent Tobinko.
Oh, ceasefire.
Do you know Tobinko? Hey, how can you be talking like that? All spiritual talking and all holy talking. Who does that? To them, hey, many are bro.
All right, so you can be a part of the program. You can be a part of the show by sharing your comment. So, Frank, you heard the answer to your question. It is not by force.
No, it's not. It is not a force.
Yeah. So if you used and you feel that they'll make you feel good.
Yeah. Oh, so you came to my wedding. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Those are the feelings they like. Yeah. But somebody is on your pew. You see that, like, you are suspecting the person to be a witch, and you two have thrown invitation that the witch has presented herself. You are saying, hey, or by didn't you call her?
I think that's the cause of some people take wedding pictures, and when they are smiling, you say, when they were faking smile, because the person is annoyed taking them.
No, it is true. And the next part I am saying is that the wedding pictures too. I don't Alex, I don't intend taking a lot of pictures. So Tenants Association, All Students Association, Friends of the Groom, International Way. No. If you are friends. If you are family. All right. This is not where we have to show credentials. There are people who are even taking the pictures with you, and they are incurring costs on your behalf. As if you are going to die, and they will see you again. Who does that?
All right. So Frank is still asking. So he's having a good relationship with the man.
Okay, sure.
So can he invite the man without the wife?
When the two become one, it is tricky. But that's it. So that is it. That's how come people do not entertain. Maybe you are dating, like I'm dating you, and Alex is having a wedding. The fact that we know Alex doesn't mean that Alex wants the two of us. But when you become one, like official, you are married. That's how they will do Mr. and Mrs. Then we are catering for two people. Okay. Dominic is coming with Mary. Okay. So that is it. Okay. But jolly boyfriend with you. You but also the boyfriend they do it.
All right, so Frank, you heard it. So if once they are married, Mr. and Mrs. That that some people, even when they come to your wedding, they are married, okay, and then the pews they are. Oh, please sit here. Oh, menene nanamo. Oh, yeah, me.
Oh, Johnny.
Oh, yeah, me. Want to me? And the yentina bunting. Like,
no, yeah, that's the kind of things people do.
Yeah.
But I ask myself, and this is to Frank too. Even ask yourself, the person that you're inviting, when was the last time you saw them? Okay. When was the last time you spoke to them?
Okay.
How influential have they even been in your life? Can you call them and say, what's up, Charlie? But you see, we all feel we are obligated, but that is it. There should be a link. Mm-hmm. There should be a reason why you want to see that person.
Okay.
And when people say strictly by invitation, respect it. Do not. Now they go and bounce you. There are macho men at the entrance. They are saying that we are a nice club and they are bouncing for. But now when we start writing the narrative in the way we are discussing now, people will stand. I have had friends who have had strictly by invitation and it worked. Okay. The best they can do is to insult you. And look at maximum 1 week. But you see, somebody wants abundance of food. That's how come he's concerned about the number. Somebody wants all of you to drink more than 3 bottles of Coke. That's how come he wants 50. Somebody wants you to have all the small chops there is.
Yeah.
Well, that's a table of 5. You add your family member, then you become 10. There's a plantain chips, kitty when I'm the 2 10. Meanwhile, the plantain chips is meant for just 5 people.
Yeah.
Musu na movie plantain chips ni bebre.
Yeah.
Please, when you are eating, even be spiritual about the eating.
Oh my God! Anna, I'm laughing this morning. You're
laughing like a killer.
Oh, be part of this conversation, okay? Share your thoughts with us. 0543-829571. If you're watching us on YouTube, share with us in the comment section. All right. So we're still discussing. We're discussing my wedding questions. Do you have any wedding questions? Do you have any questions at all? You can share yours with us. Do you have any? What we are discussing here? Do you have any other opinion? Share with us.
Okay.
We will still hear Random Thought with Maxine. All right. Okay, so we're still here waiting for your thoughts. We are still sharing ours. What are yours?
All right. So it's still my world. This morning I'm all fired up because of an experience I had over the weekend. We just want to write the narrative very well. We just want to unlearn and learn new things. We just don't say, oh, this is how we do it, this is how we have been doing it, and when you invite you no, because a lot of money, a lot of preparation, a lot of thought goes into what people are now, who people even decide that they want to see at their wedding. Why are you inviting the person you are inviting? Why must you invite them? If they don't come for your wedding, with that hurt, have you considered past relationship? Are they still instrumental? Are they influential? Do they matter in your life? There are some people, they bring positive energy. That's how come. Oh, wedding. There are some people to negativity. Those people, must you still feature them? And when you attended somebody's wedding, must you also necessarily extend an invitation when you are getting married? For me, I'm thinking that it has to be with the relationship, the state of the relationship, the status. Is it still the same? Are you people still gelling? And the question is, truth is truth. You are not under any obligation to invite everyone. You know the people who have helped you even in this life. You know those who matter in your life. And so when you are inviting, can you put these things in perspective? And for those of us who are Christians, can we continually be Christians when we find ourselves not only in the church crusade, evangelization? Because even our appearances at the wedding is a form of evangelization. We tend to bash people who do not dress well. and people will people, there are people and makeup people, but we forget that sometimes our own attitude sucks. The way we fight over food, the way we are not cooperative, the way we are the ones who are even going to start the fight around the table. All these things are ungodly. The Holy Spirit in us does not instruct us to behave ungodly when we meet, because see, now evangelization has gone beyond picking Bibles and going from house to house. It goes beyond attitude. It goes, people will look, somebody will just look at the way you comport yourself, say, this is Christian. Can you just plantain chips if it's small? Can you just give it to the children on the table? For the children to enjoy. You know how kids are, they are hungry usually. Can you just give? But some people too drag it in on their to their face, and people sit with you on tables and they are not nice. And that's how come people are not even comfortable when it's a buffet, especially when you are alone. And that's the reason why when people are coming, usually they'll bring people along. Because when you're alone and you don't know anybody, it is some way. Maybe you just be fidgeting with your food. So your phone. So because you can't be fidgeting, you just tag your little sister along, that at least the person will give you company, which is also not right. But if we are to be nice people around the table, and be intimidating, you don't be intimidated. Just know that you are there for the person. Be of your best behavior. Be Christian. Take into consideration what the person will just look after the wedding and say, oh, you made my wedding a beautiful, not only with your presence, but with your attitude. You don't grace the occasion with your presence and a bad attitude. You grace the occasion with your presence, good attitude, and you are what? Accommodating, and you are not the one causing the wahala.
All right. So I have this comment here. This person is saying, sometimes you you have your plans, you discuss with your parents, but they invite they invite a number greater than what you even invited yourself. These mothers.
No, Dominic. So just because my mother has an invitation for a wedding, I think this weekend it is a group member of the Thursday Society. And I think the old lady is the grandson who is getting married. And my mother and all the group members are going for that wedding at Tema. Imagine. So I asked this, now where do you send your money banner was in Nana or saying maybe in Bejan? Hey, this mothers, if you go and say it right now, they will say that. But you see, you have a way that you also have to manage them. Because my mother, for instance, Malata Association, she buys from everybody. Mebani, where do you? When they get them, there's bounce and they will insult her auntie, why? But you see, they don't know that it's the cash that makes the wedding nice. When you come and say, and it's because the person can cater for the number. The mothers. But you see, does prayer work on our mothers during weddings? Did you pray? Was she giving you wahala?
My mother? No. I think for my mom, the only thing, how many people do you want to come?
Yeah.
And I said, did I give 100?
Yeah.
He said 100 from GHS to 100. And I said yes. And I said, Mukra baby, no, but you see, the GHS part 2 is the part that I don't like. Yeah.
Because you see, there are some people you have not met after 15 years of completion.
Yeah.
And then maybe there's a platform. And then you go and put it. There was this one that happened. I MC this way, the way those guys suffered to get us food. These GHS people came. Oh, buffet. When they eat one line on, then they leave the thing. By the time we closed the food they had wasted. And I thought, please don't waste food. That is the next thing I want to say. You fight over food, but there are people who waste food.
Yeah.
They will take the meat and the chicken off the food. They will leave the rice like that.
Yeah.
They will take something, they will leave. And people, after we finish and we are clearing the place up, you take 2 bottles of Voltic. You drink wine, then you leave short. Who does that? So when I'm inviting 20 people, I'm giving them 20 bottles of Voltic.
Yeah.
You say that, oh, what kind of number is this?
Yeah.
But these are people who come and they waste your food, waste the things. They don't finish it up.
Yeah.
Please finish your food up. Do not waste food.
Yeah.
Hey, they have suffered, they have provided food. You want to come and waste it?
Jesus, after feeding the
save them. Yeah, you don't waste food. I mean,
pick the.
I don't know if it's flex. What is flex about wasting food?
Yeah, guy.
Dear, hey.
All right. I think I had one comment, but let me check on it. Okay, I think this person was just giving an advice. He says, if you know some very important people you need to invite, list them down and talk to them personally.
Sure. So there should be a guest list.
Yeah.
Guest list from your husband to be's people, and the guest list from. Compare the guest list. Mr. and Mrs. so and so take. You call them. Mr. and Mrs. this, you call them. Because the guest list is kind of like streamlines everything.
Yeah.
So you check and they are not there. Then you know that, oh, okay, I have to add this one. So the guest list is your roadmap to knowing who should be around.
Sure.
And when you go to the buffet table, what happens? Some people, they want to take everything on the buffet table. Some of the things you don't even know how to eat it. And you take small, they think now you are size 8, size 10, and I will flexi chichos. But that is what you can eat. Last time there was but you taking the food, papansa, chicken, kelewele, everything is on your plate. Meanwhile, you can only eat a bit of your kelewele rice and then the chicken. Meanwhile, the salad, everything is on your plate like that. Please, let's not waste food. Let's not waste it.
Okay, so if you're watching us on YouTube, if you're doing the listening on radio, you're still right here. Random Thought with Maxine. My wedding questions. Okay, so time is almost up, and we have to wrap up. And wherever you are, okay. So Frank is saying you guys are overlooking the fact in our society. If you don't fill the auditorium, you are not loved. Yeah, it's true. You have a
my friend will say, mama rally by campaign. But we understand that the more a dom you have, the more you are loved. And for bio, and that's the flex and all that. But for bio,
it comes with some kind of pressure.
That's it. But they will forget the number that came, and they'll be the same people complaining, accommodate, and I'll invite you one because once you invite somebody, they are more or less like your responsibility. Exactly. Can I take care of them? If you can, super.
Exactly.
If you're having a wedding, you have a lot of money, you can take care of 1,000 people. Do it. And make sure everybody is comfortable. But if you cannot, just do with a number that you can accommodate. It's as simple as that.
Great.
But we love people, don't we?
We do. So Frank, it's good to pack the auditorium, but you also need to check the other side. I think we need to do another part of this thing.
Sure, we will.
Because I heard this comment. Someone said, now people plan weddings. They don't plan marriage. And so you might fill the auditorium.
Okay.
And after that, you go and pay some debt somewhere.
So. You are that night, no, as I told you. I told you shouldn't have bought that thing. Then it sparks the whole finances, will start the whole kind of saying fight. So I think we should do it my wedding diaries. So we'll do we'll do more of the things that we have observed over the period, and then we'll talk about it. But today we did guests who should come for your wedding, why you should invite them, and a bit of food. So we'll prepare something around the whole wedding, and then as time unfolds, we'll be releasing them. And thank you so much for connecting with us. We have enjoyed talking with you and the auditorium there. So most of my the man for bounce and him. Charlie, I'm out of here.
You think about that one.
Prayer warriors, please pray and let's descend. because there are some more spiritual behaviors around that. It's only bouncers that can.
Sure.
Yeah.
Only bouncers can cast out.
Yeah.
All right. So it has been Random Thought with Maxine. It has been a wonderful moment discussing my wedding questions. I don't know if you also have any wedding questions. If you have any additional questions, put them under the comment section, okay? So I want to say a very big thank you to all of you who did the listening, all of you who did the watching, all of you who were able to send your comments, those who couldn't send comments. Yohamina, thank you, God bless you. Frank, thank you, God bless you. For all those who shared comments without adding your names, God bless you. Thank you for doing the listening and watching. If you missed the earlier part, the video will still be on YouTube. Right after this session, we'll upload on Facebook for those who are on Facebook to also enjoy. God bless you all for doing the listening and watching this morning. It has been Random Thought with Maxine, my wedding questions. God bless you. Stay right here with us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, Peny GH. So we'll be back on Wednesday with a more insightful one. God bless you, Maxima. You also sent your comment.